What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. I'm FPF Hall of Famer Brent Bodkin.
And I'm Quaysie or Maule.
All right, so what's going on, everybody? An exciting week in FPF and football in general. The Super Bowl is just a couple of days away. Tons of stuff going on, obviously, with that. Patriots, Seahawks, we're going to get into that. Obviously, the men's 6v6 divisions for this episode, 6B all the way to Division 1. And in episode number 2, of course, we're going to have 5v5. We're going to have co-ed. We're going to have women's 1. So all sorts of the divisions. So here we go. Let's get ready to rock and roll. So first up, you know what? So instead of getting into the divisions, let's hop into something. I know, Quaysie, you wanted to touch on this first. A couple of things going on in FPF, right? A lot of new teams, especially, have had a little trouble recently. I know you saw this in scorekeeping, and so did I. What I'm talking about is teams not knowing when to go for an onside play. So either an onside kick or an onside pass. Just if you don't know, this is the rule. You score a touchdown, you can go for an onside kick or an onside pass or an onside run, I should say. You can do it once per game. I think it should be twice, but for now it's only once per game. You have to have a timeout to go for the onside. Usually most teams obviously wait towards the end of the game, their last possession or second to last possession when they're trailing to go for the onside. Some teams in higher divisions go for it even when they're up by a touchdown or so, but whatever the case may be, you have to have a timeout in your pocket, and you can only do it once per game. You can't score a touchdown, try a 1 point conversion or a 2 point conversion, and then have the onside kick. I saw that this past Monday at St. Laurent. It was a rookie team, so cut them some slack, although they should know the rules at this point of the season. But a lot of teams are doing that where they think they can go for the conversion and then go for the onside kick. No, it's one or the other. You get a touchdown, you get your 6 points. You want to get the ball back right away, you can go for the onside. You can't also go for the convo. It's one or the other.
Yeah, so exactly it. That's why a lot of teams, when you go by 15, let's say you're up by 13 and you go for a 2 point cover, go by 15, it makes it almost impossible for a team to come back because if they score a touchdown, they get 6, onside temp. Let's say they concede it, they get in there. And then let's say they concede and score, they get in there 6, plus they get the 2 point convert after, they only can get 14. So usually when a team is up by 15, when it comes down to the end of the game, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Something to kind of go off of that, something that we should also talk about is when a team returns a convert. So not a lot of people know. Some people do know. It's not a new rule, but it's a rule that's been around for a while now. But before, what it used to be, when you used to return a convert, if a team went for 1 and returned the ball, it would be a 1 point. Now everything is 2. So if a team goes for 1 point and your team makes a defensive interception and returns it, automatically is 2 points. It's not because they went for 1, you guys get 1 point. Everything is 2. So don't complain to the refs. Don't argue. Everything is 2 points. And I think
That's the rule again. It's you changed it a couple years ago. Before you went for 1, you picked it off like Quaysie said, you get 1. If you went for 2, you picked it off, you got 2. But we changed that a couple of seasons ago. Or like Quaysie saying, if you pick it off on defense and you run that bad boy back, you get automatic 2 points no matter what the other team was trying to go, whether it's a 1 point conversion or a 2 point conversion, you automatically get 2 points.
Yeah. Brent, do
So
you
for
like
those
that?
sorry?
Do you like that? Do you like that rule?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. It's hard to get a pick six period, but a pick six, you have to run it all the way down. You have to run it at least 40 yards, right, to get into
Yeah.
the end zone. Sometimes from the back of the end zone, that's 45 yards, right? It's
Mhm.
not even a little longer, actually. I think it's about 50 yards, right, to run it from the back of the end zone all the way to the other side, right? So, I mean, it's hard to do that. So I think, yeah, it should be 2 points no matter what.
Okay.
And again, I also think we should get 2 onside kicks per game, but that's just my opinion. If you have 2 timeouts,
I just think 2 onside kicks is too much. It's to a point where if a team is down like 20, you're basically saying you still have a chance to win. Like I think the onside kick is hope. I think 2 onside kicks is like a miracle. You're like, you know what, you have a good chance. It's to a point where bad teams could play bad the whole time and then have a good last 5 minutes of the game and win games. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a point
I hear you.
where if you play bad like a first half, you shouldn't have the opportunity to come back. Most teams don't.
I hear you, but the team that's winning, the team that I guess is by that view is playing good. Or is it really playing that good? If you're gonna let 2 plays kind of decide a game,
You maybe play good in the last 5 minutes of the game, but you shouldn't be punished because of that. I used to go to there's like these touch tournaments, well, flag tournament, and like I think the time is like it's 10-minute halves or 8-minute halves. It's something crazy. It's literally to a point where you get the ball. If you don't score your first drive, you're in trouble. So let's say you get stopped, the other team scores, you're at halftime. They get the ball back at halftime. There's no onside kicks, there's none of that. So it's to a point where I think it's like 7-minute halves. So you get the ball. If you don't score, they score. They go up by 6. They get the ball back. They score again. It's 12. The game's pretty much over at that point because there's not enough time. So that's literally like it's super intense, but it's to a point where your offense has to roll and your defense has to make a stop. At least one stop each.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it in the Facebook in the Facebook chat. So I know obviously it's been around for a couple seasons now. The onside play. We all call it onside kick. It is what it is, right? From tackle, it's really onside pass or onside run. I'm gonna put it in the Facebook chat to see what people prefer. I personally think, listen, if you can hang on, pardon me, for those two timeouts and be strategic about it, I think you should get two. I know, Quaysie, you're saying the opposite, and I do see your point about rewarding teams for, pretty much 5 minutes of good play. But I don't know. I think, listen, if you keep those timeouts and if you play good enough to keep it close at the end, why not go for two? And there are some good teams. Like again, I've seen it in Division One or Division A, whatever you want to call it. Well, for this season, it's Division One, where they're up by about 6, 7 points, or they're up by 8, and they want to get the ball back right away. So they'll go to try to get the onside pass, and then try to be up by double scores and double digits, right? So
Mhm.
that does work both ways. But I mean, I don't know. I just think again, there's no limit to onside kicks in football. I mean, you can try it after every touchdown if you want, or every
Yeah,
field
but I
goal if
think
you want.
onside kick in football is so much harder than onside kick in flag.
That is
Sorry,
true. That
onside
is
kick is football. It's easier in flag. Football's harder, easier than no. Football's harder than it is in flag. Flag is easier than it is in football tackle.
yeah, 100%,
The new
100%.
rule
That
is
goes
the
to
new
say.
rule is I think it's what like 1.3% of of being completed or something like that. Something or 3%.
Yeah, but
I
but
think.
that's because they changed the rules, right? In tackle, like well, at least in the NFL, you have to declare when you're doing an onside kick. Right? Remember back in the day, you didn't have to declare; you could just
Yeah,
pop it.
exactly. I mean, they
That's
made it
right.
they made it even harder to just to be. It's
Yeah,
to a
yeah,
point
yeah.
where
So,
they don't
yeah, you're
want
right.
teams
It's
to.
harder to get.
I
Yeah,
think it's to the point where you don't want teams to have the privilege of coming back. Like you had a bad game, you don't get the privilege of okay, well we had a bad game, we scored a touchdown, now we're down by 7. Let's do onside kick, get the ball back, score again, go for 2, win the game. Like they don't want that anymore.
but that's not why the NFL got rid of that. You know that, right?
No, I
That is
know that. No, I know
no,
that.
that's a safety. It's a 100% safety thing. Why they on paper a safety thing why they got rid of it.
Yeah, well, same thing with the kickoff, right? That's the reason why they have the
Yeah, yeah,
kickoff.
yeah. That's it.
But, and I can't complain to be honest with you because I'm a kick returner, okay, and
Yeah.
I've seen people literally not die on the field, but get absolutely destroyed. Like I'm out there,
100%.
I'm ready to get the ball in my like I'm literally the ball's kicked in the air. I'm looking at the runners coming at me, and I see my guys trying to block, and some guys are just getting blown up. They don't know what's happening, and
Yeah.
I'm watching all this. I'm like, yo, this is actually insane because you have a guy coming at you as a speed of light, and his job is to get down the field. Like that's his job. Your job is to get down the field and blow up whoever's in your way. Like you literally have a gunner where his job is to get to the ball no matter what. Run as fast as you can and just blow someone up.
100%.
My first year at Concordia, I forgot the guy's name, but he was from Florida. And this guy, like, if you look at him, like, okay, he's not that good, but his job was literally to get to the ball. He blew up. It didn't
Yeah.
matter if we were in practice. It didn't matter if we were at a game. It didn't matter any situation. If you're in his way, you're getting blown up. Like you could be his teammate. Our teammates were getting blown up. Like that was his mentality. It was insane. But
100%, man. Listen, I played some special teams in my time, dude. Like I got the bust wedges. Tough. I have a hard head, thank God. And it's it's brutal because, like you said, you get so this before, right? You get a running head start of at least 20 yards before anybody gets in your way, right? You're running full speed, trying to either tackle you or trying to blow up, like you said, the guys who are blocking for you, right? And you get like a 20 to 30 yard head start running full speed. it takes some guts to do that, right?
No, for
And
sure.
like you said, especially as a kick returner, everybody's trying to get you. So I have mad respect for what you did because everybody's trying to get from you from different angles. And you're right. The gunners, their main job is to come either down the sidelines or come to the middle and just and seek you out like a heat-seeking missile. But I tell you the same thing, like being wedge busters. I mean, it was no fun. It was fun when you get that tackle on a kick returner, right? But
Mhm.
getting smushed in the face by like three guys who were making a wall, not as
Yeah,
fun,
no,
but special
no.
teams in this football, right?
It goes the same way as a kick returner. I mean, like 95% of the time you're getting tackled, and it's not
Yep.
a easy gentle tackle unless you're a guy that's kind of gonna bounce it out, or but usually when you hit a hole, like someone's gonna be in that hole waiting for you. But when you do get that one kickoff return touchdown, it's glory days because that's like a feeling where like it's a good feeling. I had a couple at
Ooh,
Vanier. I
yep.
had a couple at Concordia,
Mhm.
and it's game changing.
Do you feel? So I know we're getting off track here, but I think that special teams touchdown on the kick return, like so I remember a couple of weeks ago, right, my Niners played the Seahawks, opening kickoff, got run back to the house. I knew the game was kind of done since then. I personally think that's I've been a blocker for kick returns. And like I think that's the most exciting touchdown in football. A long bomb is great. Don't get me wrong, pick six is fantastic. I think that kickoff for a touchdown,
Yeah, hundred
I think it's
percent.
the most exciting
I
touchdown.
also feel like it just takes the breath out the other team. Like it's like a
Yeah,
punch in the
yeah,
gut.
100%.
Like I remember
100%.
we played McGill. This is like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. We played McGill, and we were down. I think it was 14-3. Offense wasn't doing well, and they scored a touchdown, kickoff return, kicked it to me. I broke one out, scored a touchdown, and the momentum completely changed.
Yeah.
And we ended up winning that game too. And it didn't look like, to be honest with you, it was almost halftime too. I scored, we got a stop, we scored again, and then we didn't look back. But no, I definitely think special teams touchdowns are. I think it's so much different than a regular touchdown or that you can like throw a deep ball or something like
100%. It's
that.
that third phase of the game, right? It's that third
Yeah.
phase everyone sleeps on, but it's super important in special teams.
Mhm. Yeah. Talking about, since we're in discussion of football, Super Bowl this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Sunday, Seahawks
Good
versus
segue.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
I mean, I'm a Niners fan, so I don't want to see the I don't want to see the Seahawks win it in my stadium, Levi Stadium. I've actually been there. It's a beautiful stadium. I want to go for the Pats. I know people are saying it's going to be a blowout, and I can understand why. I just think that the Patriots defense, okay, maybe it's not as good as Seattle's, but it's definitely not that far
They're
off.
good.
And Drake May, listen, passing wise, he hasn't done anything really impressive, but finding a way to win. He's making plays with his legs. And I know people are like, Sam Darnold this, Sam Darnold that. I'm still kind of waiting for him to make those crucial mistakes. I've been impressed. I've been impressed, and I've been wrong so far about Sam Darnold. I'm happy for him because he seems like a genuine good guy in that, and obviously he's turned around his career. I still think as a coach, I take Mike Vrabel over Mike McDonald,
Mhm.
and I do think the Patriots are ahead of schedule. I thought maybe in 2 years they could be this.
Yeah. Well, they were
Um,
they
yeah.
were
Oh, so I'm
they
going
were
with the
expect
Patriots. I'm going to go with the
they were
Patriots.
expecting it to start last year. The Patriots were supposed to have a really good year last year. Everyone was talking about it. And I think they went like 4-5-11, or they didn't have
I
such of
could
a good
say,
season.
no, they
Doesn't
weren't
look
that
that.
good. They weren't that
But
good.
yeah. Anyways, I'm
But they
I'm on
fired
the Patriots. Sorry,
they fired the coach. They fired Maule after like 1 year.
I'm on
Good.
um I'm on the Patriots
First
side
last.
too. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I think they're gonna win. I'm hoping they're gonna win. I also hope it's gonna be a good game. I don't want to see a slug fest. Sorry,
Exactly.
a snail fest, whatever. I want to see some score. I want to see some points on the board. I don't want to see no 10-3 or 13-3 or anything like that. I kind of want to see. What I find the best Super Bowl was the comeback from Tom Brady. Like,
Which one against the Falcons?
but against the Falcons.
Yeah, that's horrible. God.
Like
Yeah,
that
I
was the
mean,
most. Like it was boring at first. It was 28-3 at one point, but
yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
the
yeah.
most.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna rephrase it. The best second half of a Super Bowl
Okay, that
was
makes
the
thank
one
you. Okay, I was
from
gonna
the
say,
first half
all
was
right,
the first half
yeah.
was horrible. But that second half, it was like I was watching a movie. Like it was scripted. Like you couldn't script it better.
Right. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Patriots last year went 4-13, right? So I mean, a remarkable turnaround. Sorry. Yeah, I remember that Super Bowl against the Falcons. Again, I'm not a Brady fan at all. I'm not really a Patriots fan either. If I had my way, the game would end in a tie this Sunday, but obviously it's not going to happen. Uh, yeah, I mean, listen, I just want a good game as well. I hope it's a good game. I respect. I mean, I love defense. I'm a defensive guy, so hopefully both defenses can show out. But I don't want to see a 13-3 or 10-3 game. Like you say, like the last time the Patriots when they played the Rams in the Super Bowl. I think that was the
Yeah,
worst Super Bowl in the
13-3.
history games, right? That was just trash. So I don't want to. I
That
hope it's not that.
yeah, that was 13-3. I believe.
Yeah, that was hot garbage. And
Yeah,
I
that
I
was
literally I changed the channel like not even halfway through the third quarter. I was like, okay, this is done. Like I'm finished.
yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
thing they
Well,
don't want
yeah,
to do.
so
At least you know
let me
what
ask
the
you
good
Super
thing
Bowl.
is.
So a lot of people going to get together, watch the game, obviously either with friends, with family, or both. What's your plan for Super Bowl Sunday?
I'm just gonna be watching with a few friends. Nothing crazy. A few friends, some drinks, some food.
Okay,
You?
okay. What's your go-to food for the Super Bowl?
I like nachos. I'm a nacho guy.
Okay, okay. I respect that. I respect that.
Enjoy some good nachos.
Nice. All right, that sounds good.
Yourself?
That sounds good.
What's the go to?
I don't know. So I got invited. So a friend of my girlfriend's invited us over. So we're gonna head over there. Usually, I'll either watch it with my dad or I'll just hang with the girlfriend and watch it with her, and maybe sometimes a friend or two will come over. But it should be got invited to someone's house. So I'm gonna make some ribs. So I'm gonna bring some ribs
Oh,
and bring
okay.
that over,
There you
and
go.
it's gonna be my contribution.
Okay.
Got some good food, couple of drinks and stuff, and I'm off Monday actually, so I'm very happy about that. So it's gonna
There
be
you
a
go.
nice
I
weekend.
think that's the craziest thing. Sometimes there's sport events, and it's like it's Sundays, but you have to work on
Yeah,
Monday, so you can't
yeah,
really.
yeah, exactly.
It's like I have to go. Like you got all the players, you guys have to go work tomorrow, but we gotta go work. What's also crazy too. Kind of last thing to kind of say before we get into Division 6B. Did you see how much a ticket costs this year to go watch the
Oh
Super Bowl?
God, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I heard something last week. I haven't checked back since.
Right,
But let me
right
let me
now, from what I heard, it's $6,000, $6,000 from what I last time I saw. That's insane to spend six
yeah,
thousand dollars, and you're not going by yourself mostly, right? So you gotta bear. You're at least buying two tickets. That's 12 grand
yeah, yeah,
right there.
yeah,
That's
100%.
and they're saying I
Wow.
think it's the
Cool.
most expensive Super Bowl tickets too in the last 5 years
I'm
or something.
well, looking right now. Jesus.
It's to a point where football fans are not even gonna go watch it. It's like a bunch of rich people. Like, so unless you're like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
super
pretty much.
fan,
Pretty much.
but they're kind of saying like they need to print the tickets cheaper so real fans could actually go watch the game. They not people that could just afford it. Like, oh, I want to go to Super Bowl because they make it a big event, right? Super, everything's nice. They clean out that city too. There's a bunch of stuff that gets done, but you don't see a lot of actual fans go to the Super Bowl to watch the game because it's just way too expensive.
No, that's true. So I'm actually reading something right now online. They're saying that the prices have actually dropped a little. Some, not all, but some tickets have dropped below like 5 Gs. So, I mean, that's still a lot of money. Like
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I've been to Santa Clara. I've been to the Niners Stadium. It's a beautiful stadium. The walk up to the stadium because I mean you could parking is kind of a pain in the butt. I remember I went to a Niners game 2 years ago, so we ended up parking about 20 minutes away, and we walked up. So it's cool because you have a bunch of different fans. There's a lot of Niner fans and whoever they're playing. You do the whole walk with them up to the stadium. So it's a lot of trash talking. Some people are driving by in the cars. People are tailgating, obviously, on the way there, and then in the parking lot itself, which is super cool. But I'm still not paying. I don't care if it drops down to 3,000. I'm not paying three thousand
No,
dollars to watch a sporting event. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's insane.
Even if my Niners are playing in the Super Bowl, I still want to spend $3,000 for $3,000. The party I could throw in my place would be
Yeah,
like
I know.
epic. With $3,000.
Okay, Division 6B. Let's get it starting. So Division 6B, we only had two games that happened last week.
Mhm.
We had Fantasy Stars versus Toolbox, and then we had Fantasy Stars versus Malicious and Delicious. Vicious
Yeah,
and
vicious.
Delicious. So,
Both games were blowouts.
yeah, Fantasy Stars, they lost both the games, 26 to 6, 27 to 6. They only scored 6 points. So they're struggling right now, but I mean that's what you kind of see in Division Six. I mean, a lot of new teams, a lot of guys kind of getting used to their settings, and they're just trying to get a feel of the game. Um, yeah,
Yeah, again, it's a pretty new, it's a new team, right? And I did their week one game against the Stables. They lost 32 to 13, so at least they made it a little closer. But since then, they scored 6 points, 2 points, and then 6 and 6 the last two games. And this is going to be like a learning season for these guys, right? This is going to be a season where they kind of find out what works, what doesn't. Can they get a better option at quarterback, or just the quarterback they have just need more time? Gonna find out, right? It's gonna be a rough season, but again, use this guys to your advantage and just learn and learn what it takes to win. Like I said, right? Go talk to some of the players in Division Two. Go talk to some of the players in Division Three, even four, right? Just find out what it takes. It's not just talent that's going to win you football games, whether it's top or flag. It's not just talent. You need chemistry, you need timing and execution, right? So just learn from some of the more experienced guys in FPF, even ladies too, right? Ask the ladies, don't be shy. They learn from them what it takes to win, and you'll be better for it. And use this experience, use this season as a kind of a launching pad to better things
yeah,
down the road.
exactly. Quick note. So we're going into week 6. We have a decent amount of games. The one game I was kind of looking at is Whole Patrol versus Shakira's. Whole Patrol only has played one game so far, and this was back in week 2. And they played Shakira's and they tied them 18-18. Do you think the fact that only they played one game, it's week 6, is kind of insane, to be honest with you? Do you think that's going to be an issue with them going into this game since they haven't played a lot of football compared to other teams that played a minimum of 3 games so far?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've only, like you said, you've only played one. Sorry, they've only played one game, right? So I mean, they got a point out of it. It's tied. That was all the way on the 14th, right? Like that's like almost a month ago. Believe it or not. I mean, February just started, but we're already with today's February 6th. Like that's almost a month since their last game, and then the fact that they only played one, that's not great. They have a short turnaround, right? They're playing Saturday against Skrillas, and then they have the Mighty Schmucks on Monday night, so that's a short turnaround for them. And then they also on Valentine's Day on the 14th, so next Saturday, they have the Nard Dogs. So that's pretty much 3 games in a week for this team.
Mhm.
Which on the flip side of not having a bunch of games is one thing, but also having maybe too many in that time frame also isn't the greatest thing. But in terms of a disadvantage, like I said, besides chemistry and timing, man, hopefully they're smart. Hopefully they've rented a field or had a couple of scrimmages or a gymnasium or something, right? But if they
Yeah.
haven't, it's not going to go good. And it's weird that they play the same team again. Like they're playing Skrillas back to back, which the FPF schedule, it is what it is. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get a
What
W this time for either one of those teams.
What do you think are the odds that this team they tie again? So they tied the first time they tied 18-18. What do you think the odds of them
Yeah.
tying again?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that high. I mean, it's week one, right? You look at the Skrillas. Since then, the Skrillas they beat down the Goblins 34-6, and then they beat Goodfellas 33-12, right? So the Skrillas obviously, Skillas, pardon me, have found some offense. They found the rhythm, and whatever's working for them has been working. So I don't think it's. I'd be shocked. Would I be shocked? Actually, no, because anything can happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think Skrillas again, the team has had 2 other games since that week one affair against Hope Patrol. They should be kind of riding a good vibe, riding a good wave right now. So I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a tie.
All right. Hope Patrol and Skrillers is my game of the week. I don't know what your game of the week is. If you want to kind of just say it real fast. Out of
Sure.
the
For me, my game of the week in this division is gonna be actually I was gonna go with the Pookie Bears against AAA.
Okay.
And I've had a chance to watch the Pookie Bears a little bit this year. I they have some talent on the team. I like what I've seen at least a little bit so far. AAA, I have not seen this year, to be honest. They scored 12 points combined over the first two games, but the last week against the Goblins, they dropped 44, right? They beat the Goblins 44-12. So hoping that's a wake-up call AAA needed. And let's see if they carry some of that offense in this coming Wednesday against the Pookie Bears.
Okay, nice. Just to kind of go fast, the power rankings, nothing changed, to be honest with you, because no one really played except for except for the two teams we said. I forgot. What am I blanking for? Except for the two teams that played. So Fantasy Stars that weren't ranked, and Toolbox and Malicious were ranked, but they're not really going to move because no one else played. No one played. So we have Stables at 1, Ballers at 2, Pookie Bears at 3, Mighty Ducks at 4, Mobile at 5, Skrillas at 6, Whole Patrol at 7, Toolbox at 8, the Studio J Jokers at 9, and Vicious and Delicious at 10. So those are Division 6B power rankings for this week. And we could go to Division 6A.
All right, so this is a late schedule. There's only two games. One Saturday, Gamblers Old Flags, and then Wednesday in Laval, it's going to be TGs against Sophomore XL exchange students. So I'll tell you already, my pick for game of the week is going to be Sophomore XL exchange students taking on TGs.
Okay. Um, any interesting facts that happened last week, or anything that you kind of?
Well, for me, actually, was the fact that Sophomore XL exchange students, similar to what the team Whole Patrol we were talking about, right? They've only played one game. They're
Okay.
0-1, and TGs have played four already. They're 3-1,
Yeah.
right? They're sitting on top of the division with a tie of a couple of teams with 6 points on top of the division. But yeah, taking on a veteran sophomore XL exchange students team, I won't be surprised if the latter pulls off the upset.
Okay. Um, I was kind of looking at Vice City beating Top and Tops,
Yeah,
30
okay,
to
yeah,
27.
yeah.
Both quarterbacks. So we had Felix Richard and Xavier Chabaha. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Sorry, but both quarterbacks threw three INTs. So I found it kind of interesting that both quarterbacks threw three INTs, but they still kind of had a high scoring game. And yeah, and then my game of the week is going to be TGS versus Sophomore XL.
So no disrespect to only flags and the gamblers, just we've seen sophomore XL exchange a couple times over the years. You're a fun team.
Yeah. For power rankings, do you want to do this one or do you want me to do it?
I'll go
I
for
have
it.
it all. Okay. We have a number 1. We have Oui Pamal,
Mhm.
Booze Cruise, Multi Score Gasmas, Vice
No, so yes,
City,
score gasms.
Vice City, Top and Tops, TGS, Sophomore Excel, PPR Merchant, Only Flags, and Vengeance. And those are the top 10. And the two new teams that are brand new are Only Flags and Vengeance. Welcome to the top 10 power rankings for Division 6A.
There you go. Let's hop over to 5C.
Yeah.
So still a couple of undefeated teams: Royal Flush, Vice City, Pudebeck, Cavaliers and Rohan still undefeated, Studs still undefeated. So a couple of teams still with a zero in the loss column. It's always good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this week in terms of games, looking at the schedule here, there are a couple of games. So this Saturday, so there's 3 games Saturday. We have Saint Prechon, Royal Flush, what could have been LVL Jack Boys, Cavaliers and Rohan against Dixie Rec. Then this coming Wednesday, we have Le Touchable against Peu de Bec and TDs and Big D's taking on Vice City. What's your game of the week here, or what stood out to you from this past week?
Yeah. So some past week, the Panthers.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, the Panthers, they're on a 4-game win streak. I actually completely forgot about the Panthers, to be honest. You know, with the power ranking stuff, I kind of forgot about them because they did drop their first game, but
sure.
now they're on a roll. 4-game win streak. They're led by their quarterback Luca Berber, sorry, Berbrub. sorry, I'm horrible at last names, but
Rube.
yeah, there you go, Brent. He's thrown 18 touchdowns and 0 ints. So right now he's playing good. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
yeah, he's hot. He's hot right now, and yeah, so that's kind of what stood out on me because I was looking at the power rankings. I was like, oh, I'm like Panthers. I saw them. They won. Panthers. I seen them win again. They won 2 games this week. They beat LVL Jackboys 37-34, and then they beat Shockers 25-6. So right
Yeah.
now they're doing pretty good. My game of the week though is gonna be the Touchables versus Pertzubek.
Yeah,
Pertzubek.
put it back.
Yeah,
Okay,
Pertzubek.
okay.
That's my game of the week.
For me, I'm gonna go with LVO Jack Boys taking on what could have been. I'm going for that one because again, LVO Jack Boys team we've known a little bit here. We've seen a lot. We talked a lot over the last couple of years. They're coming off again that loss 37-34 to the Panthers. What could have been, right? So one of the teams I didn't know too much about coming in. They were off last week, but they're coming off a big week, big W the week before, right? So on the 28th against what could have been, they laid a beat down over Dixie Rec 45-6. I mean, that definitely caught my attention. They have a beat down the week before that, 34-13 over Bastion. So what could have been is definitely a team climbing up the rankings here. So I want to see how they do against the Jack Boys.
Okay. And power rankings. So nothing kind of really changed for Division 5C. So we start with Pertzubek at number 1, Vice City at 2, Royal Flush number 3, Cavaliers, Durohan at number 4, Studs at 5, Old Pats at 6, Late Touchables at 7, Dixie Rec at 8, Panthers at 9, and what could have been at 10. And we could go to Division 5B if you have nothing else to say.
Yep. Division 5C. Sorry, 5B. My
Yeah,
apologies.
5B.
All right. So I was waiting for it to come up on my screen. All right. So
Um, yeah, go ahead.
oh okay. Yes, I was looking at it right here. So this week we have a couple of games, right? So Le Manjo de Bench. I was talking to Neil Wright, who was a guest on our show last season. He plays for the Demons. He says his team is ready to rock and roll. He goes, they Le Manjo de Bench, a rivalry game. They said they beat them last year in the playoffs. So Demons lost to them in the playoffs last year. These guys are ready for blood. The Demons are ready. I'm looking at their team right now. So the quarterback, I've seen this guy play. He's legit. He's a legit player in FPF here. So I just want to get his name. Ben, yeah, Ben Eglincian. I've seen him play a couple years ago. This kid can ball. Seems like a good guy too. Okay, so Neil told me they're ready to get some revenge and not get the last lap because it's not the playoffs, but that sour taste from losing in the postseason to Le Manjo de Bench is still in their mouth. So they want to get that taste out of their mouths and lay a beat down on their
Mm,
opponents. And again, that game is going to be tomorrow in Broussard.
okay, nice. You know what I was actually looking at, which is kind of funny. So last year we kind of talked about it the last week on the podcast. I think the week before that. Chattagee Community College is actually a really good team. So
Yeah, yeah. You talked about it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually got to score keep them,
Okay.
and I don't know. I was gonna go back and check the roster. I just never had the chance to for the last 2 seasons. But um, they could ball. So I was kind of looking at it. What I right here? So they lost week 1 versus Swiffer West Jets,
Yeah.
25-19. They lost. That was their sorry back in week. They lost back in week 3 to Swiffer West Jets. After that, they've been on I think a 3-game win streak. Let me just pull up their record here from what I have written. So they played Green Monsters. They won 39-29. They played Swiffer Jets in week 3. So it was their game 2. They lost 25-19. Then they played the Maule de Bang. They won 26-12. And then they played PSTM. They won 39-31.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're good. Their quarterback, Zachary Gadet,
Yeah.
his biggest issue right now is that he throws bad ints. So his stats right now, um, so Sorry, let me get back to it right here. Yeah, so he throws bad ints, and he throws 50-50 balls to a point where it's gonna be a problem. But one thing I do like about this team is that they have four receivers with over 100 yards and multiple touchdowns, So one thing I do like, especially in higher divisions, depends if you look at higher and lower. I'm looking at higher, meaning I like to see a lot of players with touchdowns and receiving yards because it's to a point where if this guy doesn't go off, someone else could go off. If he doesn't go off, he could go off. If you have your star player that has a really bad week, it's to a point, and let's just say you have one player that has all the stats, right? So he has whatever 400 yards, 12 touchdowns, 30 touchdowns. One, if that player ends up getting hurt, you're in a situation because you've been feeding that player the whole time, or if that player is just having a bad day, off day, good chances you lose that game. With these guys, they have four guys with over 100 yards, which is always good to see. A lot of targets, a lot of receptions, and a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah.
So that's what something that I realized about this team, and if he could kind of just somehow not throw those balls,
Yeah.
this team probably could win Division 5B.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I'll have to see again. That's something you could coach interceptions out of somebody. Accuracy, if you're not accurate, you can't really coach that. I mean, you can't
Yeah,
really help
but
them
like,
too
it's
much.
the 50-50 balls. I feel like right
Exactly.
now I'm throwing in Division 5, and sometimes you just gotta you throw it up to your player, And I feel like they're young guys. They have some studs, and it's to a point where like throw the. I feel like it's a conversation like throw the ball up, And sometimes you throw that ball up, it's not the best ball. It's not accurate, and it gets picked off, And it just takes when it comes down to it during playoffs, you throw one or two ints, you go from being the best seed to getting knocked out the first round, or the second round. And then my game of the week is going to be PI. Sorry, what exactly? I have them as PI versus Deep Zone Penetrators, but they're not. Their full name is PI Central versus Deep
Okay.
Zone Penetrators.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, yeah, it's the same for me before. I mean, obviously talking about sorry, let's get back on my screen here. Talking about Demons of the Monster Bays. That's gonna be my pick for game of the week. Although so many shows in Chattahoochee Community College, I'm looking. I like that one as well. That one could be good. Bend Don't Break, TD Blitz, some veteran teams in there as well. But I'm gonna go with Les Mongeaux de Binge against the Demons just because again that's a playoff rematch from last season.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what things I know we're about to go to 5A. I want to go back to 5C for a second. So remember last week we were talking about the McLaren brothers, McLaren Thompson, so Julian, Jelani,
Yep.
Jordan, all of them. So I messaged Julian during the show. He got back to me, but we were already on the second episode. We were doing the women's and the 5v5 and all that in co-ed. So actually, Jordan's the oldest brother out of the McLaren brothers.
Oh, okay.
I was, yeah, it's Jordan.
You're saying Jordan's
Just
old.
want to throw that out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what my team will let them know you call them old. Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out because I know we were talking about that last week, and I said we would get to the bottom of it. Just
Mhm.
1 week later, there we go.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Um,
Julian, by the way. Julian's the one that confirmed it with me. What's going on?
that's
Good
nice.
dude.
So Division 5B, just to kind of get the way as well. Power rankings, nothing changed. Everyone kind of stayed the same. We ain't done with the 90s at 1, Chattahoochee Community College at 2, Bend No Break at 3, Demons at 4, Surfer West Jets at 5, newly ranked actually. Empire's Retreat at 6, PI Central at 7, Deep Zone Penetrators at 8, the Mouge de Bang at 9, and newly team that just got ranked this week is Catch a Flex at 10. And those are Division 5B power rankings.
All right, let's go to 5A.
Yeah.
7 games coming up this week. We have a lot of them actually on Saturday. We got about three, four, five on Saturday, one Sunday, and then one this coming Wednesday. A lot of big teams, a lot of veteran teams in Action League, not Fast, just Furious, Thunder Buddies, Pigeons, Toon Squad, no pun intended, Richter. So a lot of veteran teams and some new teams as well in action. So it should be pretty interesting this coming week here.
Mm-hmm.
And this Division 5A. Looking back at last week, there was 7 games as well. A couple of tight ones for me anyways. For me, was sort of a couple of tight ones. Victoria's Secret 25-22 over Kicking Assets. New Kids knocking off Voodoo 33-31, and Unsportsmanlike Conduct beating Spartans by a score of 28 to 24. So definitely a lot of close games took place last week. Hopefully we'll see some of the same in this week's action.
Yeah. An interesting fact that I kind of saw. Actually, not interesting fact. Bold prediction. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna call a team out here. Here, I'm
Okay.
calling out Code Red. Code Red.
Okay.
0-3-1. This is Robert White. He's the quarterback for this
Yeah.
team.
Oh man. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
calling out Code Red.
Rob's my guy, but yeah, man. Oof, I've seen him in action that team.
I'm calling them out right now. I don't think they get a win. I think they go 0-9-1. Their schedule is pretty damn hard. Like going to the back of it, their schedule is gonna be super hard. They got SGV alumni that they have next. Perfect
Mhm.
timing, deep balls,
Mhm.
Richard,
Defeated.
Victoria's Secret, and not fast, just furious. And it's gonna come down to it where the back end of these teams are probably all gonna be fighting for a playoff spot. So it's gonna make it even harder for them to get a win. But
Right.
I think they probably had one of the hardest schedules. And the fact that they didn't get that win versus Spartans, I think that's gonna kind of hurt them. And then kicking assets is a team that I think maybe they should have had a chance to win. But other than that, like their schedule's hard. Like like we don't have a top 10 hardest ranking schedules, but it's sometimes to a point where when you're in a big division, and this is a big division, there's 22 teams, you
Yep.
have to play one team once, right? So there's going to be some teams you don't play. And I feel like they're just playing all the better teams, which kind of sucks if you look at it, because then there's probably worse teams than them, or teams that they have a better chance of beating, but they're just not playing them this season. So that's
Yeah,
my,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're right. I've seen Code Red. So I know Stephen Donald, one of the longtime referees in FPF. He's on that team. He came out of retirement. Rob White, a good buddy of mine. He's kind of the captain of that team. I think so. So Rob's, I know it's a pardon me, if I can say this properly, a bunch of his family members on the team. Which I mean that's cool, and I think they're like 12 to 13 guys, which is way. And he knows this. This is way too many people. I understand you want to make it cheaper, and God knows that that's definitely a thing with the price sometimes, to register teams.
yeah, but
But
that's so hard. Like,
there's way too many people and too many mouths to feed. Guys also, I think some of those guys is their first time in flag or they have very little flag experience or maybe at least not in FPF. And I know I saw guys not listening to what he's telling them to do. Guys kind of just doing their own thing, and guys also just getting experience, right? If we got
yeah,
a lot of young cats on the team, you're gonna have that guys trying to find their way, find their footing, and rightfully so.
I
It's
get
just there's too many people on the team, and you can't get chemistry that way. And I know Rob is a quarterback. I love Rob. Rob's a great dude, man. Been friends for over a decade, but his offense is really simplistic. He has a kind of a number system, and it's just like everything is short. It's like short hook out, maybe a deep shot here, wants to drive, maybe a deep shot there, and it's just
most teams are
he's
playing
taking the
man.
ball like dinking and dunking. But when teams start cheating down,
Yeah, are playing just man. I feel like there's a lot of man in Division 5.
that's it. Yeah.
Division
Again,
5.
listen, you have the whole second half of the season to turn it around, right? The season's not done. They're 0-3-1. They have 1 point at least in the bank. Not to say they can't make the playoffs. It's going to be hard. It's an uphill battle, but I just think they got to open up some things offensively and maybe even defensively as well for the squad.
Mm-hmm. No,
They have some
I don't want. I
athletes,
don't.
but
I'm not trying to show. I'm not trying to send in. Also, Rob, if you do watch this, I'm not trying to show you and throw you any shade. To be honest, with you, I feel bad for your team in that situation because your schedule does suck.
Yeah.
And just kind of I'm just putting out there, I was looking at it, I was looking at the schedule, and I was like, oh, they have a hard schedule. And also the fact that I didn't know that they were 11, 12 players in the team. That's so hard. If you don't have, also depends. I guess if you have six guys that play offense and six guys just play defense, then you're fine. But if you have guys kind of rotating left, offense, and defense, and I want to go on and that, then you're in a whole
That's
different situation. That's like
that's
it's to a point where you
exactly.
can't even control things because you're in the huddle and there's eight guys and you're trying to you're trying to send two guys off and they're kind of
And
looking
you
at
get
you, but
another people who want to send them off.
no,
Yeah.
no one wants to go off. Like I'm to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm lucky
Recipe for
enough.
disaster right there, man.
For
Recipe
my
for
division
disaster, honestly.
for my Division 5 team, I play with a bunch of kids, right? So
Mhm.
one, I'm their coach, so they're definitely gonna listen to me if I tell them to go off. But we have guys that are just playing offense and guys that are playing defense. We have sometimes some studs are playing both ways. But other than that, like I don't have to be like it's hard to also tell a grown man to like get off the field, It's like something you don't want to do. That's how I see it, It's like, but yeah, I get it though. It's cheaper, cheaper price, but I guess I think in the long run it doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help. I can't lie. I remember talking about tackle football before. It's a buddy I played junior ball with, and then I played with fucking Concordia, my buddy Freddie. And I remember we played flag. The first year I put in the team in FPF. It was like a year after I took off a year from football. And my body was beat up. I was just tired. And I was like, all right, this FPF thing. I was talking to Mo. So shout out to Mo Khan. He's like, yeah, you should try this flag football thing. It's kind of cool. So I played a year with Mo and like I Kevin Keyshawn and those guys. And then I put my own team in. And I remember, so I got a bunch of guys I play tackle with. And it was just like, I had to tell my boy Freddie to get off. Yo, dude, get off, get off. I'm like, no, hold on, wait. Maybe come back on. I'm like, no, sit. I go, sit. And he's like, what is this, man? You're telling me to get off the field. And da. And then we got into like a live argument, like on the field. And he walked out. And it was just literally
Yeah,
over just like asking him to sit down. And I
yeah,
saw they were making a substitution. And I was trying to match that substitution. And it was just, yeah, I was trying to be a coach on the field at the same time, which did not work. That team went 0-8-10. It was a horrible season. But it was a learning experience. I learned, okay, yeah, you can't do two things at once, dude. Like
no,
you can't be the coach and be trying to play at the same time and just like,
yeah.
yeah. And you're
That's
right. Asking sometimes grown men to get off the field, at least
Yeah, it's
arguments.
hard. It's hard because
Or
everyone
at the very
everyone
least,
wants
pretty look.
everyone wants to play. When I had the waist suit team with all the guys from Concordia, like again, like everyone was good, right? So everyone's trying to get offensive reps. Everyone's trying to say I'm better, but no one wanted to be
Of
that guy
course.
and be like, "Yo, get off the field," or or don't come on defense. Let's just say someone's having a bad game and you want to like, "Yo, switch." You don't want to tell someone because
Oh, that
it's
is the worst.
yeah,
That's the
exactly.
worst.
But that's why, to be honest, that's why coaches are so important in certain games, in certain situations, because like what, you're not gonna listen to your coach? Like just a pure coach, not a player, just a coach to kind of just be like, hey, come off, Like, and it's also the point, like you have to listen to your coach, you're gonna get off, right? If your coach tells you to get off, you're not gonna be like, no, I'm staying on. You're like, all right, coach, I got you. Like you're the boss.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I've seen that happen before too. I've
We
seen that
don't see
happen
it as
before
okay,
too.
we don't see it as often.
Yeah, no, I
Like
hear you. I know
I
what you're
remember
saying.
I was helping Tam coach the Edouard Maupetit team for
Okay.
the females, and I was
Yeah.
Jean Slee is the DC over there, but he was gone with Team Canada. I think it was Panama. He was there at the Panama Games or for football, and so I'm the new DC. I kind of come in. I think I practiced with the girls for maybe a week or two, but I'm the coach. But like there was a girl that wasn't doing so well, and I kept her in the game because I didn't want to take her out because I didn't feel like I was like, oh hey, like come off. And then when I finally took her off, all the girls were kind of looking at me and like, oh good job. But like I was just like, I don't know exactly how it worked. Like I didn't want to be that person to be like come out the field. And then I realized like, okay, they kind of understand and they listen. Like if I'm telling you to come off, you're gonna come off. And then go talk, and then we solve the problem. But anyways, it's hard to get off people off. It's hard to get people off.
I hear you. I hear you. So I noticed. So obviously, one little last thing about 5A. So I was scorekeeping your game on Monday at Saint Laurent. I got to say, I never seen you play quarterback, at least not for an extended period. I was like, all right. I came away impressed. Mr.
Yeah,
Gordon Maule, the 4
yeah,
touchdown passes, some
yeah, that
big
was a
runs
good.
to kind of seal the deal at the end of the game.
You caught me. Did you see the dip I did at that?
Yeah, of course I said it did. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that,
I was
that hurt
impressed. I was
my
impressed.
that hurt my knees after. But no, you caught me in a good game. You caught me in a good game. If you caught me 2 days ago, I went from throwing four touchdowns with 0 ints, and the game I just had, I threw 4 ints and 3 touchdowns. So you caught me on a
Yep.
very good game. I also
All
had
right, all
Emma.
right.
Emma came to play with us too. She did really well.
Yeah, yeah, she's balling out. She's balling out. That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, again, the game that I did see, Sam, I'm looking at your stats now from the game. You said you threw 4 INTs, and so the loss is completely on you. I'm joking. But yeah, the game against Kicking Assets, I mean, you guys are kind of, it looked like if you're like a stranger walking by and it's watching this game, you'd be like, okay, it looked kind of one-sided, even though it wasn't. And then like in the second half, like you kind of let them hang around a bit. They had a chance. They were really trying to get that stop. When you had that run for that first down there, that kind of really sealed the deal. And
Yeah,
you broke some hearts. You broke some hearts for some of the guys on Kicking Asses. I'll tell you that.
yeah, it was a good game. I like games like that too, And also, I enjoy playing quarterback. It's something I do. I don't like to run. I know I could run. I don't like to run.
Yeah,
I just want to sling the ball. There's a feeling that you get when throwing the ball, and it's just like it's a spiral and someone catching it. Like I threw the ball. I got Paul the rush. Uh, Gave the rush, and I had him a receiver at one point. I threw him a post corner that he basically caught it at the back of the end zone. And when I threw that ball, I was like, oh, that was a good ball. I felt good about it. And he caught it, scored a touchdown. I was like, okay, threw a couple of sideline passes. And I felt good. It's I feel like it's different from being like a quarterback and then being a defender or a receiver. I feel like
right.
there's a different feeling by doing it. So I enjoy it. Whenever I get to play quarterback, I'm happy about it. Even I always, whenever I'm playing games too, I'm always like, yo, drop me a second quarterback, drop me a second Q. And everyone's like, no, you're not throwing the ball. I'm like, yo, I can throw the ball, Drop me. But no one ever, no one ever does it.
Oh, now you're proving them wrong. You're proving them wrong.
Yeah,
Showing that it's
I gotta,
another notch. In the belt.
I gotta send the stats before the game, for the games, let them know that I'm the real deal, and see if I can get a 2 point conversion. Division 4B? Yeah, Division
For
4B.
being, yep. Right, sir. All
Division 4B. So I have a couple things that I have. Well, I'm just gonna go to it first. So I think I think there was only 2 games.
4 games. Four games this week for 4B.
So the previous week, one game I want to talk about is Studs versus Dirty Dogs. So that game was literally a shootout. You had the Soul Brothers that combined. Yeah, sorry. Studs versus Dirty Dogs ended 46-45. You had the Soul Brothers at it. They combined it. Both teams together combined it for 14 touchdowns. You had Jacob Souls, Noah Souls, and Carter Souls. Again, I find it pretty cool how you have 3 brothers playing on the same team. That game basically came down to the last 2 minutes. Jacob Souls threw a touchdown pass to Bradley Pahan. A little shout out to Bradley. He just signed to Concordia Stingers as the running back. So shout out to him. It's pretty cool. I still have my little ties there with the Concordia alumni, stuff like that. So congrats to him. A little shout out. But so he Noah Souls throws a touchdown pass to him, 1 yard touchdown pass, and they decide they're up, basically they're down by 1, and they decide to go for 1 for the tie. Which, to be honest with you, I think they should have just went for 2, got the convert, because the point is they weren't getting a stop, right? The other team scored 46 points, and you guys are not getting a stop. There was like a minute something left. You might as well go for a 2. They're probably going to score anyways, So they go for the 1-point convert. They don't get it. The game ends 46-45. And that was pretty much that was it for them.
I got the other game. I got Grab a Leaf. Their 34-33 victory, pardon me, over Studs. So I was looking at the Gravel League team. So there's a bunch of like former Champlain, well, current and former Champlain Cavaliers. So I don't know if you ever met Darius Reed, the great kid. I called his games this past year at Champlain, and before that, he was playing for the LaSalle Warriors midget team. So I know his parents; they're great people. They do a lot actually with the LaSalle Warriors football organization from like
Yeah,
the Pee-wees all the way up
yeah,
to
I know
the
what you're talking about.
Okay, well, there you go, right? And Keyshawn, so I actually ran into Keyshawn the other day, coaching Saturday in FPF Junior. She's obviously a big part of the LaSalle Warriors family as well. And a couple of cats. So there's Camden Jeremiah. So Camden actually just signed, I believe it's with the Ottawa GGs. He was at Champlain this past year. Trey Bentley, I know this kid. He used to play at Champlain a couple years ago. Phenomenal athlete. He came in there. So he came in before Emerson. So Emerson Peterkin, obviously, he came
Mhm.
before him. Trey was like kind of like the backup quarterback. And then when Emerson came, Trey switched to wide receiver. He's actually a really good receiver. Is evidenced by the game he put up against the Studs. He had 8 catches, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This kid was just always phenomenal. He could throw the ball. He had a rocket for an arm. Wasn't the most accurate quarterback, but they would put him in kind of like on like
Yeah,
his option play.
yeah.
He could
I've
run the
I
ball.
watched him play at LaSalle Warriors. I think he
Okay,
played.
okay, well, there you go. Exactly. So, yeah, and then and then Jaden Edger, right, former Champlain receiver, brother, obviously to Juwan and that. So it was just nice seeing a couple of these guys who I know put up some big numbers. I didn't know Darius played quarterback in FPF, so he went like 13 and 19, 174 yards, 4 touchdowns. As a defensive back, he had a couple of tackles as well, and he ran for 54 yards and a touchdown. And he's a great kid. He's a kid you want to cheer for because he's just a great kid, great attitude about football too. He's a winner. And I know he played FPF Junior last year with the LaSalle Warriors team.
Mhm.
I'm glad to see he played a bit last year too with Poseidon's Kiss. So it's like Rocco Cristiano, Jawan Edgehill, Janai Copeland Lewis, a lot of those guys. So I'm glad to see that he's back now in FPF and now he's playing quarterback, which I've never seen before, and putting up some good numbers.
Yeah, no, he's good. I think he played for the Mavericks too at one point, right? I know, sorry, not Mavericks. Team Quebec, U18 or 17.
Good. Sounds about right. He probably should. He's good. Just kick the
Yeah,
ball.
I'm pretty sure
Just
he played
electric.
for Team.
One of those players that kind of like yourself, Quaysie. Like you put him on kick return, you put him on punt return,
Yeah,
receiver, running
just an
back,
all-time athlete.
any yeah, defensive back. Like I've seen him make plays even in major league as a defensive back. Like you can get a ticket to a college playing defensive back, let alone playing receiver and returner. Like just
Yeah,
fantastic player.
he has the size too. He's a big body.
Yeah, he's putting on some size. I mean, he's not the tallest guy,
All
but
right.
like he's putting on a little bit of muscle. He's hitting the gym, and he's fast. He can run like lightning. Like he is fast and he's super athletic. So I know going into year two at Champlain, I'm expecting to see even bigger things. He was a leading receiver last year. He put up a lot of stats. There's him and another receiver. I don't think he plays FPF. Massimo Longo. Those two tore it up. I'm expecting more things out of Darius and tackle, and definitely here in FPF as well.
Um, Game of the week. I have Speed Academy versus Kicking Assets. Oh,
Oh
sorry,
wow,
sorry. No, that was
no, that was the division before.
yeah.
That was
So
5A.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was 5A. Sorry, I have Balls Deep versus Cast the Dudes. Cast the 12.
Okay. I'm gonna take no pun intended against the Packers.
And for power rankings, let me just go down. Power rankings. For B, I have Cast of 12, Uncle Rico Riders, Peacemakers, No Flags Given, Balls Deep, Bannons, No Point Intended, Brewers, GABA, Leaf, Left Leaf, and Studs. So Division 4A.
All right. Let's go to Division 4A. So looking at the the landscape right now for a um sorry, I pressed standings. I meant to press schedule. I guess looking at it, this coming week here for Division 4A, we have so a little bit of a light schedule, only 3 matchups. Snowden Deli Degens against Team Ethnic, Ducks against Black Vipers, and Are You Not Entertained against Team Ethnic. So Team Ethnic is up twice between Saturday and Monday. For me, what caught my attention from last week is there's a lot of blowouts. A lot of blowouts in this division. Rick and Marty actually a surprise shocker for me, getting blown out 38-22 by the penetrators.
Smoked.
Bible study took it on the chin, 39-25, the last chance. And then last chance and so last chance after beating Bible study by blowing them out, they got blown out themselves 44-19 by the Ducks. And it's
Yeah,
only
that was
WB.
that was weird. I'm surprised the last chance even beat Bible studies, but they've been kind of weird this year. They're not consistent. Um,
I mean,
Evan
they have
throws
Evan.
for a shit ton of yards though, but
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
he's just. But if you watch, he's just launching the ball. He has really good receivers. So, but sometimes they. I guess I mean, actually, if you look at Evan's stats, I have it pop it up right here. I think
I
he has a
think
lot
he's
of touchdowns.
leading in touchdown passes, right? With 27, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's leading in touchdown passes with 27. He's leading in passing yards. He's the only quarterback that's thrown over not just 1,000. He's almost at 12,000 yards.
How many
That's
INTs
right.
does he have?
1,200. Sorry, 1,200. Sorry.
I mean, can you see the INTs?
Hold on, I can tell you. Evan has uh, right now.
Try to open up on my phone here.
Okay, long teams are study. Evan has nine, yeah, nine INTs, 27 touchdown passes, nine INTs. He's completing like 70% of his passes, so that's not bad. He just needs to cut down on INTs. He's the type of guy, he'll like you said, he'll throw a lot of those like 50-50 balls, a lot of those jump balls, and just chuck it up. And then sometimes he gets picked off, right? If he could just avoid, cut down on some of those picks a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
they'd have a they'd have even a more better record. A more better record. They'd have a better record.
Sorry, I'm just looking at something right here.
Yeah, 'cause looking at the standings right now, Bible studies and they're in eighth, right? 2-3 record. They said he'd take away a bunch of those picks. Maybe, they end up being 3-2 instead of 2-3, or maybe even 4-1, let's say.
Um,
And then
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's got that on the picks. Something. Okay, good. Open up. Sorry. There's so many divisions that. Okay, something I kind of wanted to ask you, right? Well, I kind of want to say, and kind of the question before we move on to Division 3. So, can the Trap Stars have a perfect season? Right now, they sit at 4-0, but they have a difficult rest of the schedule left. Their next matchup in 2 weeks is probably the only game that they should have an easy win, and they play Last Chance that are 1-4. And the only win that they had against Last Chance was against Bible Study, and again, Bible Study is on and off, right? So I think they're able. I think they should get that win, but after they play Bible
Yeah,
Study,
yeah, I have it here. They have mofos. Sorry, they have so trap stars, right? We're talking, yeah, they have last
yeah,
chance, then they have, like you said, they have mofos, ambush, nut and run, Rick and Marty, and then the penetrator. So yeah, you're right. Not an easy schedule at all.
yeah, they have a very
But
difficult schedule.
I mean,
Ryan, sorry, go.
no, I was gonna say I see them winning at least two more games, maybe even three, to be honest
No,
with you.
but the thing is, their team is again. Trap Stars they're always one of the top teams. They usually go
Yeah,
8-2, 7-3.
yeah,
Um, I feel like they could go 10-0. To be honest with you, Ryan Garber, he's
yeah.
only played 2 games this season so far. He's thrown for 422 yards and 12 TDs. Um,
Impressive.
yeah, exactly. To be honest, it's pretty insane stats.
But
So my
you got to think of who they played though, right? They played Team Ethnic. Yeah, I mean they're a veteran squad. I don't see them winning a championship. Are you not entertained? Yeah, I'm not. I'm not entertained by Are You Not Entertained? Um, And then after that, they beat the Nighthawks. Nighthawks are a veteran team. Defensively, I'm not that impressed. They got some athletes, but I'm not that impressed defensively by the Nighthawks. It is what it is. And then other than that, they beat Back to
Back,
the Future.
yeah, I was
I think
high on
Back
Back
to
to the
the
Future.
Future, their first real big win, like a win over like a serious contending team.
Yeah, exactly. But again, I said the back of the schedule, like we're going to see right after they play the last chance. For some reason, I want to say the last chance you, but the last
Yeah,
chance
same here. Same here, 100%. The same here.
after they play the last chance, which should be a win. Their schedule's going to be hard. But again, if
Yeah,
Brian, I like again, he's played 2 games. They've had other quarterback play the other 2 games. And he's good, and I feel like Division 4 is division where he feels really comfortable with his play calling. I feel like when it
yeah,
comes to Division 3, it gets more athletic and more guys that are way faster, and you don't have
true,
certain
true,
offense that work as
true.
much. But Division 4, I think it's the cutoff where he excels in that division.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, so a little shout out to Trap Stars to see if they're able to have that perfect season 10-0. And my game of the week is Snowden Delhi Degens versus Team Ethic.
All right, yeah, solid. Okay, that was gonna be my pick as well. All right. Let me change those since you're going with that one. I'm gonna go with let's see here. I'm gonna go with you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I was throwing actually no, you know what? Hmm. Good one here. Because you literally took the game out of my mouth. I was gonna say it, so I'm just trying to see here. Uh, yeah, Ducks and Black Vapors. Ducks 1 and 2. Sorry, Ducks 3-1. Black Vipers 1 and 2. That's gonna be my pick for game of the week.
Okay. And just quick power rankings. We have Trap Stars at 1, None and Run at 2, Snowden Delhi Degens at 3, Ducks at 4, Ambush at 5, Back to the Future at 6, Rick and Marty at 7, Nighthawks at 8, Mofos at 9, and Bible Studies at 10. So that's the power rankings, top 10 power rankings, and we can go to Division 3.
The three. So the three. So one game this week. It's Monday night coming up. Beer Belly Brigade against the REIT. So I mean, there's that. That'll be, I guess, both our picks for game of the week.
Yeah.
Looking at things that jumped out, I gotta say for me, it was yeah, I gotta say Speed Academy dropping a 50 burger, 52-34
Mm.
victory over Killer Ray. Same thing for Don't Mess with Texas. Don't Mess with Texas 50 beating Mangoose, who scored 28. But yeah, 52 points is the most points scored in this division this year, and Speed Academy did it. So that's gonna be my pick. Felix Terry Bernard. I've been a fan of this guy. He's a really good quarterback, throwing 7 TDs in that win. 4 of them going to Jimmy Ramirez. So yeah, obviously doing something right.
Yeah. It's always nice when you can put up a 50 burger. You're doing
Yep.
something good. Something that spoke out to me is when Diesel loses versus Eastway. So when Diesel had a horrible start at halftime, they were down 26-6. The game ended 32-26, so they had a way better second half, but a little too late for the comeback. So Eastway goes to 2-2, and when Diesel goes to 3-1, I want to say. So that's something that kind of spoke out to me. Sorry, 4-1 for when Diesel. The fact that Eastway came in this game 1-2, and I felt like when Diesel, not that they went in this game thinking they're gonna win, but if you had to put money on it, I feel like a lot of people would have took when Diesel to win, but Eastway gets it upset.
All right, I'll give a little minor upset as also as Beer Belly Brigade knocked off Le Petit Carrot. I didn't
Yeah,
know the Marc Andre play for Beer Belly Brigade, so that was good to see. He had 2 touchdowns and I believe an INT. Yeah, he had an INT on
then
defense.
they
I was a
had
little
someone
surprised.
else too. I think who else did they have that game that was there? They had Ethan rushing too, which was insane.
Oh,
He came
really?
to see. Yeah, he had
Beer,
Ethan
Beer,
rushing.
Beer Belly Brigade had Ethan? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the game that they won versus their last game. I'm pretty sure their last game was in Brossard. Oh no, sorry,
Oh,
that's when they played Eastway. Sorry,
yeah, yeah,
that
Ethan
was
wasn't there for this game.
sorry. That's when they played Eastway. But Eastway, yeah, Ethan was rushing and he was able to contain Gucci. Oh, Um, but yeah, so then there's only one game this week as well, right? You're kind of saying it's BBB versus the REIT. So
What do you
perfect
have in that game?
season on the line for Beer Bradley Brigade.
Yeah. You have the Reed knocking them off at the upset, or you have Beer Belly Brigade?
I think Beer Bradley Brigade. I mean, wait, if they have a roster, right? If they have
Yeah.
the roster that comes up, I'm gonna take Beer Bradley Brigade. If they don't have a roster, then all bets are off.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go. Sorry, this is my voice. I'm gonna go with Reed here. And the roster, yeah, they have a lot. They have a lot of experience actually. Reed, a lot of former con you guys. I'm gonna go. Yeah, so yeah. They have Keon's on the team as well. They have Eagle, Dante, Santino, all those guys. Dawson. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm gonna say Reed's gonna knock off upset special. Is gonna knock off Beer Belly Brigade.
Okay. Um, Division 2.
Yep. Cool. Looking at the schedule here for day two, we have 5 games coming up this week. Saturday, LeBron Trash, Les Vierge Faux, KGP Legends, Cappy Boutin, Silent Tickler, Shot O'Clock. And then Wednesday, KGP Legends again against the Bruins. And then Shot O'Clock also on Wednesday taking on Cappy Boutin. So a couple big time games. Only 3 games last week. Bruins knocking off Party Crashers 40-38. That's what stood out to me. Hard 8, 35-34 over Party Crashers. So Party Crashers losing both games last weekend and losing actually, I believe they're 0-3, 0-4. Party
You're
Crashers
1-4.
are 1-4 right now, I want to say. Yeah, so they're definitely the whole point, like the whole season, I've been surprised by the Party Crashers struggling. And then the Stoics with an upset special over Campy Boutin 27-20.
Yeah. Stoics right now they're playing good.
Yeah,
Chris Revez 3-1. They dropped their first game to Bruins that are 3-0. That I think right now are our top 3 team. But he's on a roll. He's played the last 4 games he's played. He's threw for 730 yards, 16 TDs, sorry, with a completion rate of 64%. So they're looking good right now. I feel like a lot of people are surprised. I'm surprised because I thought Stoics was going to be a team that was like maybe 4-6, 3-7, but right now they're probably looking like a team. They're going to probably finish 7-3, 6-4 at
yeah,
worst, unless they start dropping a lot of games. This division is hard. I feel like if you have a bad game, you probably will lose. But right now, he's doing a good job, and he's doing what's necessary to get his team wins.
exactly. Exactly. Sorry.
Sorry if you
What's
hear
that?
right
What's
now,
your
my
favorite game of
dog's
the week?
water. So if you hear that, I mean, sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna say
I said
who's your pick?
if you hear drinking water, my dog's drinking water. It's pretty loud.
Okay.
Um, my game of the
Yeah,
week is KGP Legends. It's the
yeah,
only team that hasn't played yet, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they're kind of behind. They're gonna have to try to catch up, and now they kind of get to see what they have to do, who they have to beat to make a playoff push.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with KGP Legends and the Bruins. This would be
Okay.
my pick for week. 2 quarterbacks and Jordan Rocco Cristiano. 2 guys who are great with their arms, great with their feet. They can air it out. No problem taking shots. They can cut you up with the short game as well. So I'm gonna go with that as my pick for game of the week. Bruins and
As for
KGP.
power rankings, and then power rankings: number 1, Idaho U the Pimps; number 2, Bruins; number 3, Stoics; number 4, Campy Butte; number 5, Heart 8. Shout out to Heart 8. I think they started 0-2, now they're 2-2. Number 6, the Prontourage; number 7, Silent Ticklers; number 8, Les Verge Full; number 9, KGP Legends; and number 10, the 1-4 Party Crashers, which is kind of that's surprising as well. The fact that they're one and
Yes,
four.
that's
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
think.
four. Sorry, wait, 1-4. Sorry, let me correct myself. I said Jordan Pernette and Rocco Cristiano. I meant to say sorry, Phil Cutler and Rocco Cristiano. My apologies. KGP
Yeah.
Legends again.
Let's go Division 1.
Good. So D1 final division here for the men's 6v6 episode. So looking at this week's schedule, we have coming up for you. We have so 3 games. Saturday Infantry ECW, so we can expect a shootout. Sunday Vultures and Fins Up, should be a really good game. And then Wednesday at Steady Bear is going to be One Stop taking on Royal Luminaire.
Yeah, yeah. To go back, so yeah, that's coming this week. To kind of track back what we were kind of talking about. Remember we were talking about the Braves loss versus Fins Up.
Yep.
I
Yep.
believe the score
Revenge.
was
Answer back.
44-30. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
Braves got the revenge. One thing to kind of look at was Willpower wasn't at the game, and also Simon Dagenet also wasn't at the game. Not saying that the score would have been completely different because again, it is the Braves, but it does make a huge difference to have one, your quarterback's not there, and two, the brains are not there. Simon Dagenet is literally a, he plays quarterback as well, but his play calling is really good, and I feel like it's to a point where if Will's struggling or whenever Will has like he's maybe in a blank, I think he comes in, he calls the play, we'll just execute it. So I think that duel it can be deadly, you know. So the fact that they lost 46-12, it's unfortunate because I would have liked to see a full roster of Fins Up, full roster of Braves clash at it, see what's up, and now we're gonna have to wait until probably playoffs because I don't think they play again unfortunately. But and it would be nice to see a full roster to kind of see exactly how good Fins Up actually are.
I mean, well, they have Mark Andre Reeves, right? So I mean, it's not as if they had some scrub off the street playing quarterback for them. But I understand willpower is willpower. And so okay. So Simo Deschez, right? Not Dagenet.
Yeah, Simon Deschet, sorry.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's an upgrade over Simon Dagenet. No offense to Simon, shout out to him. Yeah, but not having those two guys who are crucial parts of their offense, and yeah, that's big. But again, yeah, Mark Andre Reeves, who only threw 2 touchdown passes. That's a bit
yeah, but
surprising.
you have Mark, right? But he's a runner, right? And it's different now. You don't have it's not
True.
10 yards for a first down. It's midway, and you have Phil Farhan
Yeah,
rushing.
that's true. That is true. That
So
is
I
true.
mean,
That is
Phil Farhan he rushed him that game. Phil Farhan's he's a good rusher and he's fast, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
if Mark decides to roll out one way, Braves literally they roll out with you, right? So you roll out one, they roll out one, and to be honest with you, I don't think Mark is able to get away from Phil every single time.
Oh,
So
he wasn't bad, and that shows you the numbers, right? I mean, he had 151 yards, but only 2 touchdowns, and you look at his running, yeah, he had 32 yards on 2 carries. Okay, that's great. And even Alex Zaleski, right? He played a little bit of quarterback as well, finished with -7 yards. So, yeah, it's different, right? You're right. When you have 10 yards for a first down, having a quarterback who can run helps a lot versus when you're only first down trying midfield, especially when you're taking on who many feel is the best team in the division, the Braves. I mean, no disrespect to the other teams, especially infantry and that, but it is what it is. Like the Braves are probably mad, right? Because they got beat. We talked about it last week, and also teams missing their quarterback, and that's. I'm not surprised by the outcome of the game, considering all those other outliers.
yeah, no, 100%. Some to be honest, okay, so enough with the Braves. Will Power Fins Up. One Stop, right? I feel like we haven't talked about One Stop in the last couple. Well, we haven't. I don't think we talked about them all year.
Yeah,
Um,
actually,
looking at the last couple games they played, right? They played Infantry week one. They lost. They lost. Oh, they won. They beat Infantry week one. They won
yeah,
18-13. Kevin Wyatt wasn't there. Okay. The following week they play Party Crashers. They lose 41-0.
nothing. Yep.
They did not score 1 point,
Yeah, that's not a
which
good look.
is insane. To be honest with you, that's insane. I'm sorry. To be playing Division One, it means you're top of the tier. Yes, Party Crashers is a disgusting defense. I'll give them that. but you have to score. You have to score 6 points. You have to. It's impossible you don't score 6 points.
So okay. So I hear you 100%. You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong at all about that. Shout out to Fitz Senators 3 touchdowns in that game. But look at the receivers. So Michael Caparelli, again, a great dude, good quarterback. Okay, AJ Zepatelli, who rarely ever gets the ball in Division One or even Division Two. He's a great Division 3 receiver, but he really gets the ball in the higher divisions. He led the way with 4 catches, 67 yards. He's so in the Charles Cossett, again, former defensive back at McGill. Thomas Angelin, defensive back at McGill. Philip Trudeau, defensive back at McGill. So it's a bunch of DBs and Mathis Pilon, who was like a linebacker slash defensive end at McGill, and Paul Pallette's on the team. You know the theme I'm going with, defensive back at McGill. None of these
Yeah,
guys are receivers.
they're all defensive players.
That's
But
what I say. That's what I say. He has no receivers except
you should be able to have
anything in higher divisions.
you
Sorry,
have an elite quarterback.
you have an elite
He's gonna
quarterback,
put the
right?
ball
I hear
and
you,
catch the
but
ball.
you have again AJ Zepatelli, again, a good dude. I've known he's always a good dude. Always plays, says what's up, and that he's a good dude.
4 for 4
He,
for
he doesn't do
67
anything in the higher
yards.
division. He doesn't get the ball in the higher divisions. That guy.
Yeah,
They don't throw to him,
Brent,
and
0
then you want him to
points.
step up.
Zero.
Yeah, no, 0 points. I hear you. I hear you. So, but is that more of an indictment on just like the fact that Caparelli was sold to a bunch of defensive backs and one legit receiver, or is it the fact that like this team isn't that good?
And to be honest with you, no, because all these guys played uni ball. Like
Yeah, but they're all defensive backs for a
they
reason.
still catch the ball.
They should be playing receiver.
They're still making
Play
picks.
receiver.
I don't care if you're playing. I'm sorry, if you're playing at that level, even if you're not a starter at McGill, if you're touching that field, you're an athlete. Okay, it's unacceptable.
100%.
And your quarterback, Michael,
Yeah, Caparelli.
yeah, he's a good quarterback. He could throw a ball. The fact that he scored 0 is, I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. I don't care who's on the party crashers team. The fact that they scored 0 points is insane.
I hear you. There's no excuse for not scoring any points. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to put a little context on it. Okay, so again, you have all these defensive backs trying to catch balls against Medley Joseph, the Alexi brothers, Senatus. You have Frank Hogue was rushing. He had like 3 sacks in the game, right? And then you have Ezekiel also, who has a lot of length at defensive back. I'm not totally surprised that they scored nothing. Should they have at least got 1 touchdown? 100%. You're not wrong. But am I totally shocked that this team, who had no real receivers except for AJ on the team, scored 0 points? Not entirely.
I don't know. 0 is crazy. If someone's like, "Oh, they scored 0," I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, you're lying to me." 0 is crazy. And then I did. I even went back to see. I'm like, "Oh, you know what? The new rule, midfield, it could be a struggle."
Yeah.
But he played it last year. The one stop was in Division 1 last season, and they did well. I think they finished like 6-4, and then they got knocked out first round. But he played fine. I believe his team was a bit different, but they had a horrible start. Like horrible.
They've had a horrible start because they have no receivers. Like, okay, so I'm gonna go through the roster. Okay, Sam Mash right? Again, former McGill guy. He's been in FPF for a million years. Him and his brother. He's a good receiver. He hasn't played a game yet. Ryan McNally, another defensive back, but he's actually a good receiver. Janai Copeland Lewis, I talked about earlier. He's a really good receiver, just he wasn't there either. So then Tristan Boye as well. But I think Tristan Boye is a sub. He wasn't there, right? So let's assume Tristan Boye is on the team. He wasn't there. So then you're literally Lauren Germain is another guy. He plays for McGill right now. I think he was a rookie last year for McGill. He's actually a pretty decent defensive back. But so it's AJ Zepatelli again, who I tell you gets no balls in Division 1. He's a great receiver, just he never gets passed to in Division 1. He's a really good Division 3 receiver. It is what it is. In Division 2, he puts up some numbers, but I've watched games where he might have 1 or 2 balls thrown his way. It's not an indictment on him. He's a good player. Just you can't throw the ball to yourself. And then again, Cassette, Angele, Trudeau, Pilon, Paulette, Germain. I'm talking about 6 guys that are either former or current defensive backs. Again, these guys could catch and make plays as a receiver. Yes, they're athletes. You're 100% right. They wouldn't be playing defensive back.
No,
I'm just saying. This team needs receivers. They need real receivers for Division 1. No, this is 100%. Not a Division 1 team with these guys, with the weapons they have.
I feel like you gotta make it work. I don't know, change your play calling, do all goals.
100%, they gotta change something. 100%. They need to change something right away.
you gotta change something at this point because the fact you guys scored 0, you guys played, you guys beat Kevin Wyeth. I mean, you beat Infantry without a Kevin Wyeth, only scored 18 points, and then the last game that they did play, they played. Why is it not popping up here? They played Fins Up and they only scored 13. So they scored 18, 0, 13. So right now they're averaging, in 3 games, they're averaging about like
10 points a
26.
game. They're
Yeah,
averaging
8
10
points.
points a game. I'm looking at it right now. Put this in context. Royal Luminaire and ECW have played 2 games, and they have more combined points than One Stop, who's played 1 extra game. That tells you all you need to know. This team, they got lucky with that 1 win over Kevin. Team that wasn't there. They're not winning another game, Infantry. I'm sorry, One Stop. They're not winning another game. If this is going
With
to be
with
the roster
with
the
that
rest of the
roster,
way, they're not winning anything.
with that
Anything
roster.
at all.
I mean, if they let's just say they have McCallie and
And yeah,
Sam.
Copeland Lewis. And
Yeah,
Sam,
if they
yeah, Sam.
show up, I
Yeah,
think if they
yeah.
show up, I think they could get. They definitely could beat EZW. That's for sure.
Yeah, ECW plays no defense. I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's not hard to say. But I mean, even
I,
yeah, okay, they should be able to eat ECW, but with an offense like that. So let's say Copeland Lewis wasn't there for whatever game, whatever time they play ECW, or Ryan McNally's not there. They're not beating ECW either. They're not beating
they play.
anybody. We'll
Yeah,
follow
they
either
also
Copeland Lewis,
they
Mash
play
Schuber, or McNally.
Braves. They play Braves in a couple weeks too. I think Braves will probably score 70 on them.
So that game's gonna
Just
be
because the offense is not going to move the ball. I think you get frustrated to a point. There's only so much you can do
oh
on defense, right?
so I score kept in the fall season. Because I guess it's I imagine tier one. It was the Braves against. I think they were one stop as well in the fall season. The trash talk between Mike Pierce and we love Mike. He loves the trash talk. Him and Janai Copeland Lewis. Oh my God! And I think McNally was there. The trash talk that went on in that game was priceless. If you think if it's worth the admission when it's AJ and Mike or AJ and Joe Mahu or whatever AJ likes to talk a lot, we all know. Janai Copeland Lewis and like Mike Pierce and those guys were just going back and forth the entire game. It was
Mm.
just throwing shade among shade among shade. At one point, Mike's a good dude. I don't want to throw him under the bus. At one point, though, they're like, someone needs to buy Mike a ticket to the Olympics because he didn't make the squad. So that was just like, wow. Like, it was just, yeah, it was dirty. It was dirty. It was like a lot of low blows. And Mike's like, how many championships do you guys have? And it was just like a lot of back and forth. And I'm looking forward to that game. I'm gonna look on the counter to see what it is, but I am looking forward to that game between the Braves and One Stop. Football wise,
Last
also
thing,
my football.
game of the week. Game of the week? Who do you have for this week?
Yeah. I just sorry that game between the Braves and One Stop is going to be Wednesday, February 25th. So that's going to be week 8.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, game of the week. That's a good question. Not too many games to choose from. Like I said, I believe there's 3 going on. I'm going to choose actually. You know what? I'm going to choose if willpower is there, or even Simon Deschamps. I'm going to say Fins up against Vultures.
Okay.
That's going to be my pick for game of the week.
I got Vultures versus Infantry.
Okay.
Quick power rankings.
Or ECW,
Number
right? No,
one.
ECW versus Infantry,
Sorry.
no? Or do you
Sorry.
mean no ECW against Infantry?
Isn't
Because everyone's off this week. Like the last game was this past Wednesday. Everyone's off this week. They're back next weekend.
Oh, exactly. So week 7. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no one playing this week.
that's it. So it's a bye. So okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk
I
about
mean,
the
who did you pick?
matchups next week. There you go.
Who did you pick? You took
I
Vultures
I,
versus
I
Fins
put
Up.
Vultures and Fins up, not realizing that
Oh,
that game is
yeah. Sorry, I meant. Why did I say? I meant to say. I meant to say Vultures versus Fins Up too. Sorry.
okay. Hey, that's the 15th. So we're both wrong. There's no games this weekend or this coming week. It's the week after. So
Yeah.
a little teaser for next week's episode. There you go.
Power rankings. So Party Crashers at 1, Braves at 2, Fins Up at
Mhm.
3, Infantry at 4, Vultures
Okay.
at 5, Royal Lemire at 6, EZW at 7, and One Stop at 8.
All right, so that wraps it up for this episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. Again, we touched on all the 6v6 divisions. Don't forget, like we said, if you miss it at the top of the show, right? The onside plays after your touchdowns, you can only go for an onside pass or an onside run after a touchdown. You can't go for a conversion, either one or two, and then go for an onside after that. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Just like there's no 9 point plays in football, you can in FPF. You cannot go for an onside play after going for a conversion after getting a touchdown. Same thing even for the defensive plays there on the 1 point conversion. So again, not talking about the onside. If you go for that 1 point conversion, a 2 point conversion, if you get picked off, the team runs it back for a score, they automatically get 2 points. It doesn't matter if you go for one. If they run it back, the defense on a conversion play is an automatic 2 points. Not one, it's just automatically two no matter what you go for on the other side. We made our Super Bowl picks at the beginning. I know I had the Patriots. I believe Quaysie said as well. You're taking the patch, right?
Or yeah, you hear me? Oh, did my mic thing?
For some reason I can't hear you. I'm not sure why.
You hear me now?
Okay, I hear you now. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I said, yeah, go Pats.
Well, what's your final score?
20. Actually, to be honest, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I don't want it to be a low scoring game, but I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I'm gonna say, 23-20.
Oh, okay, all right. That's actually kind
Not
of
that
close on
low
that one.
scoring, but like you would want to see like 36, 39, something crazy. I think it's gonna be.
Right.
I think it's gonna be 23-20. And at first, it's gonna be a slow game. First half is gonna be like 7-10, and then some touchdowns are gonna happen early on, and then it's gonna come down to like a field goal at the end.
Who's your pick for Super Bowl MVP?
Drake May. Pats are gonna win. It's gonna have to be him. I think he's gonna have a rushing touchdown too. For all the gamblers out there, Drake May rushing touchdown.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna say
Yourself, yeah.
okay. I was gonna say 24-21 to be honest with you. So I'm in the same boat as you. I guess for me, Super Bowl MVP. It's a good one.
You should go
I'm
slow.
gonna go with.
That's just a
Sorry.
crazy pick.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You know what? I'm gonna change my bet. I'm gonna go Seahawks. I think Seahawks win it. Jackson Smith and Jigba wins the MVP.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be different. There you go. Jackson Smith and Jigba, who right now can make an argument for being the best receiver in the league or a worst case top three. He actually won. I think he won Offensive Player of the Year last night at the NFL award. So I'm gonna go with him. 24-21 Seahawks victory.
All right.
All
Noted.
right. So like I said, that'll do it for latest episode of FlagPlus Football's First and Goal podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. We have a bunch of posts, obviously a lot of stuff on Instagram. Make sure to come out and vote for that stuff on Facebook as well. Actually, a little quick thing. I put up a poll about 2 weeks ago about being back and all that stuff. And for actually 2 weeks ago now with our first podcast that came out. And I listed a couple of things like, what are you most happy about being back in FPF? Like, is it the players? Is it the competition? Is it the new teams, new rules? Or just people are happy because football is back, FlagPlus football is back, and that was the number one answer overwhelmingly. Actually, that people were happy that FPF is back, so that's a great thing. We want to thank you guys for supporting the FPF community and this podcast as well. And let's keep on doing it, bigger and better things every year and every week. And we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Peace.
Put the place up. Yeah, we know